Atletico Madrid win a 4-3 remontada against Sevilla. Madrid take down Girona pretty comfortably, and Barcelona drop points away at Real Betis. Welcome back to Lengua de la Liga, Deadball TV show covering the Spanish top flight. If you guys like videos about La Liga and you want to stay up to date with the league, make sure you hit subscribe. Drop the video you like if you could, and down below in the comments, what is your biggest takeaway from match week 16? We got to know. There's a ton to talk about here. My head's completely gone after that comeback from Atleti. So let's just get that game out of the way first so I can chill and actually do my hosting job on this show. Y'all, 9 wins in a row for Atleti now. We are cooking. We need a verb above cooking to describe Atletico right now. I don't know what that would be. Sauteing,
grilling,
something like
Grilling.
Really? We're grilling right now? Is that going to stick? You guys let us know down below. We're grilling right now, dude.
It's interesting, bro. Stoppage time merchants, though. Can we say that first? Or no?
I was going to say 2022 Real Madrid 2.0, in my opinion.
Dude.
I was going to say goal scoring merchants. They've scored 6, 5, and 4 in the last 3 games.
Fair.
Kind of crazy. It's kind of wild, bro.
But
Can we talk about this game effectively if we don't talk about the bottle jobs that Sevilla are? I feel like we could praise Atleti all day, but I think that was Sevilla's game to lose.
You think so?
I think they had enough moments, man. Like we talked about Isak finally getting a goal. Dude, that guy's been honestly trash all year. And he gets an impressive goal. I thought it was kind of impressive with his weak foot. Luke Bacchio doing what he does. He's done this in moments against some of the other giants in La Liga. So I thought they had flashes in the pan that, if you're a Sevilla fan, made you believe more so than in previous games this year. You know what I mean? Like, okay, at the Wanda, it's finally kind of happening. And everyone talked about it. Even the commentators during the game talked about it as if it was just some Atleti downfall as for the reason why Sevilla were even leading 3-1. I thought it was just some pretty good, some pretty big moments. But damn, bro, no lead is safe against Atleti.
Well,
you got to finish it all the way through.
I'll counter that with saying that Sorloth should have had a hat trick. Like, that alone, to me, Michael, you and I were talking about, or we were talking about it offline, like, that should have been a 5-3, 6-3 comfortable win for Atleti, in my opinion. I'm not taking anything away from Sevilla. However, at home, Sorloth in form, and I'm sure you will. But, I think that should have been a comfortable win, in my opinion.
I agree. I'm going to agree with Jose in the sense that we're Sevilla due for a clinical offensive display. The answer is yes. They had 0.4 expected goals and they scored 3.
They had 3
I'm
shots
saying it
on
right
target.
now, and at 3 shots on target. You can clip me, post me on Twitter. They will never have a game like this again the rest of the season. We will not see this again. They had one chance. God decided that today was Sevilla's day, and they bottled it against us. And from minute 70 to 98, when the final whistle blew, they were awful. Atleti, we murdered them. Yeah, Sorloth, 3 headers straight down the middle, aim for a fucking post, bro. And this would have been so comfortable. Pick anything. Down, you can go upper corner, you can go lower corner. I don't care. He just kept heading it straight to the Sevilla goalkeeper. And I don't think there's an argument that Atleti did not deserve to win this game. That's the thing. I think the biggest difference between this kind of late winner, by the way, Atletico have scored in the 80th minute or later in 8 of the last 9 games. So put some respect on us. You cannot kill us.
Stoppage time merchants.
Stoppage time merchants. 3 games in a row in the 90th minute or later, by the way. And I think we had like 6 of 8 games to start this season. We are the White Walkers. This has been known if you have been following Lengua de la Liga. I think you look at like late winners against PSG. We fluked that, terrorized. Bilbao, same thing. How we got out of there with a win was black magic, nothing short of that. Today, no, we beat their ass, and we deserve to win this game.
Can we go as far as saying that Real Madrid and Atleti have kind of traded places here?
I could see that.
Yeah, like legitimately, right? Like, now, I did say this last episode, right? When you mentioned like synonyms for cooking, I was going to say simmering, only because, bro, look at the schedule. Nothing. You get to play who's in front of you. But again, right? Sevilla haven't been good all year. Castellanos, Valladolid, PSG, Mallorca, who Barca just slapped up 5-1. Alaves, Sparta Prague, Las Palmas, again, who also beat Barcelona. I just think like it's like one of those things where I still feel like we're learning about this Atleti team. I wouldn't go as far as saying they're cooking. I think they're on their path to that. I think they're still figuring things out, but 9 in a row is 9 in a row.
Michael, give me one takeaway from the Sevilla side in this game. Did you learn anything? Were you impressed?
Oh no, this is just Luka Bacchio FC and that's it. Inshallah, Luka Bacchio, because he's the only threat they got. No, they're a horrific team. Do you know Isaac Romero is the first Sevilla striker to score a goal this season? We're on match day 15.
Yeah.
And he's the first Sevilla striker to score a goal. Also, Sevilla have not won at the Big Three away in 48 games.
That number's insane.
48 games it's been since Sevilla have won away at Barcelona, Real, or Atleti. These guys are dog water. No, they haven't won.
Wait a minute. So you said 48 divided by 4. So we're talking 12 years ago was their
48
last
divided
win?
by 3. 48 divided by 3. It's the big
Oh, sorry.
three.
Yeah, 48. Sorry, I thought you meant Bilbao in there too. Oh
No.
my God.
Bro, even in COVID when Barca was down bad, they were beating Sevilla.
Yeah. They
It's
are
been
so bad.
15 years?
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's been 15 years, I think, about now. That's what the commentator said. It's been 48 away matches. They haven't won. It's
Dude.
crazy. They have
Dude.
no.
I said this in the chat. Send them down. I've seen enough, bro. Send
Nah,
We're not
them
there
down.
yet. We're not
You know
there.
what?
They
They're
are
not
a
there.
scourge
worse
on
teams in
Spanish
this
football,
league,
bro.
There are worse.
I'm
teams in this
on
league.
that boat right now because what I see from them is nothing. They're Luka Bacchio. Defense is horrific. Goalkeeper is horrific.
Bro,
Even though he
there are
made
teams
some-
at the bottom who would give anything to be Luka Bacchio FC right now.
Oh,
Just saying.
100%.
100%.
Luka Bacchio is a
Yeah.
quality player. They better be careful. He's leaving in the January transfer window at this rate. He's looking around at him and he's like, really? Iheanacho? Romero? These sort of guys? Get me out of here. I'll go to Real Sociedad. I'll go to Serie A. I'll go fight for some team. Luka Bacchio, you don't deserve this, buddy. You are cooking. And from Atleti's side, if they can play like that in the second half like they did, they'll win this league. They will. They absolutely cooked them. They gave no.
I can
Sevilla
get
had
behind
that. Sevilla had that one opportunity where it was a beautiful team goal. They played it from left to right. Luka Bacchio plays it out wide. Great cross in. That was the only minute Sevilla had in that second half. Otherwise, it was supremely Atleti. And if it wasn't for Sorloth being the purple patch merchant he is, where he's going to have some good moments and then he's going to go through a rough patch. And right now he's going through a rough patch because he should have had hat trick. I mean, those are three. Like, it's not even like, oh, he had to create his own chance. It's on a silver platter for him, finish the chances, and he doesn't. But I thought Atleti were fantastic in that second. I thought the first half, it was a bit of an even game. Yeah, you could see some defensive mishaps from Atleti's point of view, but the second half, absolute annihilation. And now they're going to be in this title race for sure. But the next two games are home games. The next away game is Barcelona away.
Hit subscribe.
Oh,
Yeah.
cannot
One thing
wait.
I will say too,
Oh,
another props to Sevilla is outside Luka Bacchio. I know we're saying Sorloth should have made all these chances. He probably should have, but I've seen other keepers outside of Fernandez miss those opportunities. Right, it goes right between their legs when he heads it straight down.
Yeah,
they don't make the save. Right, he made the saves. So I won't go as far as saying Sorloth should have made those. I will say they were just fantastic opportunities where the keeper came up big, and it still wasn't enough. Right,
if it was in the corner, and the goalkeeper made an amazing save, sure, they were right down the middle. All three of those.
Yeah, that's fair. But I've seen keepers at the top flight level miss those. It's happened.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like, I'm not saying Fernandez is a world beater. I'm just saying, like, I think he deserves a little bit of props for keeping Sevilla in the game the whole way through, because we've seen keepers miss easier chances.
He had other saves too in the game that were pretty impressive too. So it wasn't just those three.
Yeah,
but Griezmann, man, Griezmann always coming up clutch. What a player, man! This
shit has to, man.
First 10 minutes of the game.
Season, if it's his last season at Atleti, go out with the trophy, buddy. You deserve it, because what he has done for this club is just amazing.
You think France calls him back up?
No, I think Why would he?
That's more a personal decision.
It's
right?
more of a for him, for sure. They would.
I think he's done everything in national team career. Just go out with
little
Atleti.
Zizou type of feel. No, I mean, I don't know.
Nah.
Leave my man alone.
One last go.
Let him focus on club football. Leave him alone.
Yeah, let him
focus.
Jack.
Save his legs.
Come on, bro.
Jack, I got a question for you though. Are you starting to believe now you can win the title?
Yes, which is dangerous to say.
It's a very dangerous to say.
He's getting lured in. He's getting lured in.
Yeah. Well, that's a hell of a question, bro. It's a hell of a question.
Would Atleti win the title? Comment down below. We should say very briefly, I feel like the ball's been cooking lately too.
100%.
Yes, sir.
And Barrios.
Dude, the pass from Barrios to Griezmann, disgusting.
They
That
tried
is
that
a
combination a couple times
disgusting
throughout the
ball.
game. You guys noticed
Yeah,
that?
they did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it was a couple times it didn't come off, but yeah, I mean, it works for them.
It's coming together. Like we saw Barca go on like the crazy tear at the beginning of the season. Now it seems like and feels like it's Atleti's turn.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you, even like other teams like Bilbao have been pretty good recently, but the difference
Mhm.
is Atleti's like winning the games. Bilbao's gotten like a couple good draws in there. So will Real Madrid finish the season as the hottest team? I pray not, but we'll have to wait and see.
We'll see.
I did just quick thing on Sevilla before we move on. Their defense has been pretty good all season. They've only allowed more than 2 goals twice. That was 5-1 to Barca, and now today 4-3 loss to Atleti. So, can I recommend you watch Sevilla? No, I cannot. But hopefully, this team finds some more quality and gives Luca Bacchio some help because that man needs it. Let's jump to the other Madrid team. Real Madrid 3, Girona 0. Andre, what you think about this game, man? Comfortable? Were you ever sweating at any point?
No, I was not.
Let
But
us know.
it's honestly not just this game. I was looking at it more from like a macro level standpoint. Just looking at like the last 5, for example, we've won 4 out of 5. Is it our best form when you watch the actual games? No, but we're getting results. And so my biggest takeaway out of the last couple weeks or so has been, yeah, we lost at Athletic, which obviously is a tough place to play. Valverde trying to meg somebody at the top of the box, like what are we doing? And then Mbappe another missed penalty kick. So that game was more important than the Girona game. However, 2 points behind Barcelona with a game in hand. That to me, like the fact that we're in this position after a Clásico loss and Barcelona dropped all those points to get here, like fuck it, we're gonna take that advantage of that and go forward with it, in my opinion. So is it Real Madrid doing better? No, I think Barcelona is dropping points and they're allowing us to be there, similar to Atletico Madrid. Out of the 3 teams, I would say Atleti are the most informed team out of the top 3, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, that's not even debatable, right? Nine
Right.
games or whatever in a row.
Mhm.
I think Madrid are in a place where they're like they just know and play like they're automatically better than whoever's on the pitch. The Valverde moment, perfect example.
Yeah.
When the hell
That's
does a player that good do that with
I-
no one behind him to cover him?
That's
But
why
if
I
it-
didn't overreact to the loss that much because I was like, this probably won't happen again the rest of the season.
Exactly. So you
Going
learn
out
from
like
it, and that's my point. Like with world class talent, you
I feel
learn
like we've already
from that.
seen it a
And you don't
couple
do it again.
times this season. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
But
For me,
is it
Real
enough to
Madrid is
ring
the
the
biggest
alarms?
question
No.
mark in La Liga. They're the biggest question mark in La Liga by far.
In terms of
Um,
what? Like what's
In terms of, I don't know what
we
to
shouldn't
expect.
be in
Like,
second or
no, you shouldn't. No, absolutely not. Like your
Fair.
team should be the most informed team in the world, hands down, bar none. Like
Just on
it doesn't
paper?
matter what's
because of the
going on.
talent.
Yeah, just on
Because of
paper.
talent, because the fact that they're
that
defending
doesn't-
European champions, defending La Liga champions, and they added arguably the most hot, prolific player in the world coming into this season.
But then
I don't
we've
care what
talked about it.
anybody says. No. I don't care what anybody says. They should be doing it. And look, here's the reason why. If Mbappe isn't performing, that means Ancelotti doesn't have the balls to take him off the field so that last year's Real Madrid can do what they do, which is win almost every damn game and be at the top of La Liga.
So
Because they have Mbappe there that they feel the need to cater to, I think there's going to be more drop points along the way. I think there's going to be more ghosting performances and more moments where we question what the hell was that player thinking.
here's the thing, though. What I will say about Mbappe, yeah, he hasn't been in the the best form of his career, or what people expected, coming to a Real Madrid team that quote unquote should be the best team in the world on paper.
They are. They should be the best team in the world.
Sure. He didn't have a shitty game against Girona. Right? Is he like the best striker in the world? No, he's not. However, it's Mbappe, dude. Like it's what I told you guys in the group chat. Like he's gonna find his form, and whether you want to believe it or not, like yeah, he's not scoring double-digit goals or whatever it might be. He's not putting together Lewandowski performances. But like we're halfway through the season, man. What if he does? Real Madrid has been known for tale of two halves. Right after the Christmas break, then we go on a run. That's what we've won the Champions League. That's what we've finished. Where we finished in La Liga. So I think it's too early to disqualify the transfer because he hasn't had immediate impact.
I'm not disqualifying the transfer. I'm not saying Mbappe can't get there. What I'm saying is I think it's bigger than just on the field stuff. I think Ancelotti doesn't have a control on Real Madrid's locker room. Because here's the perfect example. Against Getafe when you won 2-0, Bellingham took the PK and you guys scored that and you win. Why does Mbappe take that PK against Bilbao?
I think it's because of form. When you have a striker that's
He's
not
not-
in form, no.
Why does that matter when you need to win? So getting Mbappe back to form is more important than beating Bilbao?
No, but in the locker room,
At
we
the
don't know
top of
what's
the
going
minute?
on behind. We don't know what's going on in the locker room. We don't know what's going on behind closed doors. Like, if there's a player that needs confidence, you're like, here, take the penalty kick again, even if you missed. We've seen
I
it
don't.
time and time again. After
If you're not first
getting
place
these
in La
penalty
Liga,
kicks.
I don't see a reason to do that. I think you
Yeah.
win the fucking game. Go out and win it.
But it depends like how you want to look at the penalties. Like to Andre's point, like sometimes you will give it to the guy who hasn't scored in 5
Right.
games just so he can get the monkey off his back.
Has
know?
Real
And
Madrid
that-
ever done that? Have they ever done that? When Cristiano
but
was
why
playing, was Cristiano the PK taker?
But
What
the
about
thing
when
is, like,
Benzema was playing? Was Benzema the PK taker?
I didn't realize there was like a this.
There
like,
is. There's a designated
ultimatum
PK
for Real
taker
Madrid.
every single
Oh, man.
team. I guarantee you. When Cristiano's on the field, did anybody else take it besides Cristiano?
But the point
Last
of that
season, when
is-
Jude was taking the PKs, did anybody take it besides Jude?
But Jude was in great form. He didn't go through like a dip in form. Mbappe did.
Jude
So maybe
just
that's what they're
scored
doing.
the one
So-
against Getafe. Why are you giving it to somebody else who's out of
I
form?
don't
So, Jose,
You need
is
to
your
win
beef
the
with
game.
Mbappe or is your beef
yeah,
with
what's
Real
going on?
Madrid?
I'm kind of
My beef is
confused.
with Ancelotti, who leads this team, and
You think
there
he's a
are
fraud?
serious question marks around these decisions, bro. They're dropping points because they can't decide who's the go-to guy on this roster.
I don't think that's
Damn, dude, let him miss one pen.
Yeah.
He's
Well, he
more
missed
than
2,
one
by the
pen.
way.
He's missed more than one pen.
But
Let
that's
him miss.
why-
let
Yeah,
him miss
Yeah, go ahead.
three before we
How
get
much
back.
should we be comfortable with
It
the
does, but-
$150 million signing bonus, man?
So this is the thing. It's like people expect. It's like I don't know. Let's talk about another sport. Like when Soto went to the Yankees. If he's not performing, oh shit, why'd you spend all that money? They still, they made it all the way to the World Series.
No, you can give
Like-
players time. I just don't think it should
Give
be
them
at
time.
the expense of points. That's all that I'm saying.
We're 2
It
points
shouldn't be the
behind you guys
expense
with
of
one
points.
game in hand. It's not like we're 10 points behind. That would be, for me, that would be like, okay, let's ring the alarms. Like, we need to really shake things up, sit Mbappe, like, let's change the formation, whatever it might be. Also, ton of injuries. Not an excuse because you guys had it last year, right? So I'm
And
not
we have
saying...
injuries this year.
That's
Like,
what I'm saying.
everybody's
So
got injuries,
I'm not
yeah.
saying that at all, but the fact that like guys like Asensio are starting in the at center back, like that dude, he had no idea he was going to be starting.
Bro, we're
until
starting Gerard Martin at left.
Militao
back, bro.
broke
I mean,
his shit.
got
Yeah,
terrorist
like we were
football
talking about
going
bringing
on
back
all the time.
Sergio Ramos. You know what I mean? Like it's just
Yeah, I understand. I understand.
God,
And I'm not trying to say Real Madrid is trash or that they're below. They're one of the best teams in the world, 1000%. All I'm saying is that these to me are all little signs that we haven't seen in years past. We haven't. Just haven't
it's
seen.
all cyclical. We go through a dip, but
I feel like they always go through beef, Real. I think they always kind of do that.
course.
It's internal fighting, but then they've.
Can you name an example? Just so we can say it. Can you name an example?
I mean, there was the Benzema and Vinny. Remember when Benzema called out Vinny and said, "Don't
Yeah.
pass to the guy. Don't pass to the guy." We all saw that
Yeah.
on the video. Yeah. So there is beef. There's always going to be beef, but there's one manager that can galvanize the crew. It is Ancelotti.
I still believe
but also,
Ancelotti, yeah.
and also a player that can step up is Bellingham. And I made this comparison with my friend. I said, we're seeing now the big three from the Miami Heat. Vinny is LeBron James. Bellingham is Dwayne Wade. And Mbappe is the third guy, Chris Bosh. Bellingham's saying, oh, okay, cool. Mbappe, you don't want to cross the ball over. We saw that reaction he had against Atletico, Bellingham to Mbappe losing the ball. He said, okay, cool. I'll get the goals. I'll get the assists. And the funny thing is, once Bellingham gets injured against Girona, Mbappe gets the goal. It's just, I don't know what it is with the dynamic of these three at the moment, but I think if Bellingham is playing at the level he is, he doesn't have the same GA compared to last year, but I still think he's been quality
It's
throughout
impressive.
this season.
I
This
think
is-
he's the guy that needs to be catered to. If I'm Ancelotti, stop worrying about Mbappe and start worrying about Bellingham. Bellingham
is
is
he worried about
in
Mbappe, though?
everything.
I don't think he's really worrying about Mbappe. I think he's
No.
just saying, hey, Mbappe, just do your thing. Either
Yeah.
it's in the left
Let
wing,
him be free.
I
right
don't know,
wing,
man.
striker.
Yeah.
Now, the whole thing is going to be very intriguing to see when Vinny comes back into this squad. I think this
That's-
week he's coming back against Atalanta. Then we're going to have to see, Ancelotti, what's your coaching? But they needed this
Yeah.
win against Girona because, well, Girona had a good 30 minutes. And then once Bellingham got that goal, they capitulated. And then I don't know
over.
what Girona were doing that second half. And again,
they've
Mizovski
been
is
bad
a
all year.
terrible, terrible, terrible striker. I don't care. Like, how can you go from Dovbyk to Mizovski? The only player I rate in this Girona team right now is Miguel Gutierrez
Yeah.
and Yasser Aspirial. Everybody
I'll
else,
take Miguel in a heartbeat,
Yeah.
bro.
they're all
Yeah.
just average players.
Yeah, and
I agree.
Asprilla, bro, like
What a
to
player,
touch on
though.
Girona briefly, they had moments in this game, but I tweeted it, or maybe I sent it in the chat. They don't have a single player who has more than 2 goals from open play this
Oh, yeah.
season, and we're 16 games in.
Compared
They
to
don't
last
have
year.
one mofo with 3 goals.
And the fact that
Stuani is the top goal scorer.
there were pundits trying to play this game down like, oh, Girona has a chance against Madrid. I was like, no, they don't. No, they don't. Have you seen them play all year long? They
Yeah.
do not have a chance against this team.
I
There's no way.
promise you guys, I was never more certain about a game in my life that Madrid were going to win by 3 goals.
1000%. That or
Like-
maybe Leganes. But like either way, I was like, yeah, there's
Yeah.
not. Like, people were like,
That's
oh, there could be an
They-
upset. No, there's not.
I think the last season, the two matchups were 4-1 and 3-0 for Madrid as well.
It was.
And that's
Yeah,
when
yeah,
Girona
yeah.
were cooking. So
Right.
what do you think was going to happen this time around when Girona don't have the quality players that they do? Look, they're going to play the football they want to, but they just don't have the quality to do it.
No.
Michel's
When
out there in the
Brian
trenches, bro.
Keel has to score goals.
jeez.
Brian
Come
Heel,
on,
that
bro.
fucking guy.
Dude,
I mean,
that guy
he'll
couldn't-
do it against Leganes and all these sort of teams. But when you're going to go against the top teams in
Mhm.
La Liga, he's not your guy. He isn't. So
No.
I don't. You know who Girona should sign? Go get Luca Bacchio. Be that team. Screw Sevilla. Just go get Luca Bacchio.
slap.
I mean, they got money. They got City Group owners. They sold all their players, so clearly they got money.
And they're ninth. Like they're not far away from Europe.
Yeah, they're not far
Wow.
away. No, they're not.
Dude, they're the team that whenever they play the poor sides in La Liga, I think they're going to continue beating them.
Yep.
But they're like knockout power against
Yeah.
the big 4, big 5. It's not there because the defense is also ass.
Yeah.
It's not very good. Like, I'm sorry. I don't know. Like, bring in Julio and Ciso on loan or something. Try to like get the goals up.
It's not a bad show.
It's just a
Wow,
just a
that's
problem.
that's a shout. And
That is
Cecil
a
to
shout,
Girona,
bro.
that
Because
is
he will go out on loan in January. That's
Thank you,
100%.
thank you.
So I think that's a great show.
Mm.
dude. Or Sociedad get him.
Bro,
Is
this is
that
another
Kubo?
team that needs somebody. Somebody help. Somebody help Kubo, bro. Like we'll
Or
we're
to
not talking
Sevilla?
about it, but yeah.
No, don't go to Sevilla. Don't throw your career away. Stay away from that team, dude. Real quick, not to go on a side tangent, but Michael, I really like what you said about the Miami Big 3
Mhm.
because I feel like with the Mbappe signing, and you guys push back if you disagree, somebody's got to lose. You know what I mean? Like Mbappe is the big player, the new guy coming in. So it's almost like he's supposed to be LeBron, right? Like LeBron was the best player in Cleveland. Bosch was an animal with the Raptors, and Dwayne Wade is Vinicius because he was already in Miami. They already loved him. He already won a chip. And so here come these other two guys, and you kind of expect the pieces to fall in that order. You expect Mbappe to be LeBron. But what if he's actually Bosch? I mean, you needed Bosch. The Heat needed
Mhm.
Bosch to win the ring.
Yes.
You need somebody who's going to be the third star. So maybe the second guy ends up being Jude Bellingham, who again was already there. It's like, does that matter or not? Some people say, Mbappe, he's got to prove himself. He's got to be number 1. But if he's the number 3 guy and they still win,
That's what I was gonna say. If we win,
it's a great signing, is it not?
Yeah, exactly. I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it depends on if your expectations were higher for Madrid as a
Mhm.
team or Mbappe personally. And I guess I personally, as
I
an
can't
Atleti
think
fan,
of a
I didn't
single-
care. But
Yeah, I can't think of a single person or fan who had anything but high expectations for Madrid after signing Mbappe.
correct. Dude, there were
Correct.
people that thought Madrid was going to win every single game this season by 3
Yeah.
goals.
Yeah. The world
had the
football
Mbappe
was
was
gonna score
over
40
because
goals.
they had signed him. Yeah,
But
1000%.
they're-
bro.
you know what, Jose? Those are plastics.
Yeah, dude. It's
They are. They're
not realistic.
FIFA
Come on.
merchants.
Hold on.
They're City fans, probably.
No, it's not just that. I think it's also, again, it's kind of what you expect, right? Again, we can't forget what Madrid were last season. You can't. Nobody can. They comfortably won the Champions League final, comfortably, and
Against
and then
Dortmund,
you.
though.
But it
I'm
doesn't
not-
matter, right?
I'm not
It's still
taking anything
still
away
champion-
from Dortmund.
I know it doesn't matter. It's a Champions
You
League
are
final, right?
correct.
The
You are
kings
correct.
of Europe,
Yeah.
right? And now they're in a position where the fans are embracing the underdog role. They're second in La Liga. They're 24th in the Champions League. Like
Sometimes
again,
you need that.
I just think that, yeah, sometimes you need it. I just don't think it's what anyone, including yourself, Andre, expected, regardless of how much the fans put up this "it takes time" argument. I agree, it takes time. Sorloth is the perfect example of that with Atletico. I think,
Rafinha. Like
I
even
think-
your, when
no,
you look at
I
Barcelona.
think Rafinha is a perfect example of just needs the right manager, and I think he flopped.
Yeah, but
I think
there
under
were so
Xavi,
many.
it was
There
never
were a
going to
lot of
work out.
fans. There were a lot of fans when Xavi was still, at the helm that were calling for Rafinha's head too, and now he's a captain, best Brazilian in the world right now. So like, I agree with you,
1,000%. But I
think
think Hansi Flick revolutionized him. What I'm saying is, I think with like Sorloth's the perfect example. Remember when he came from Leipzig to Sociedad, he had that first season where we didn't know if he could handle La Liga. We just didn't know. Like he was so hit or miss. And then before you know it, he was the guy for Sociedad. I think it's gonna be the same thing with Atletico, to be honest. Like this season, kind of hit or miss. Maybe he feels himself out in that side. But by next season, same thing. I don't think Mbappe's never gonna pan out. I just don't know if it's gonna be in year one, you know? So and that surprises me because again, Mbappe was so highly touted as arguably the best individual player in the world coming into this Real Madrid side, who was confidently the best team in the world when they signed him. That's all I'm saying.
Do you think that's not an illustrative point to the strength and the benefits of playing for PSG in France versus a legitimate top 3 league?
Yes, but that was combated by his performances for France. That I was screaming that from the mountaintops that I wasn't buying it. Even when Real Madrid signed him, I told Sandra, I was like, we've seen this story before. I'm not worried. We have the next iteration of the golden child and Lamine Yamal. Like it's this happens, right? Galacticos come together. Barcelona has that one player who's going to thwart all of that. Like it ends up always kind of working out that way. So I wasn't too worried, but I always made the case that PSG is a farmers league, Champions League. He kind of had some performances there, but I hadn't seen it yet. But everyone answered that with, well, look what he's doing for France. 2 World Cup finals, has 1 World Cup, won a World Cup by 19 years old, scored in very, very big moments. So, I get it. I really honestly believe that Mbappe, had he gone to the Premier League instead of La Liga, he would look a whole lot better. And this might be a crazy shout. I just feel like the Premier League's not close to being as technical of a league as La Liga. I think he needs a lot more ball skill to be as successful as he wants to in this league. It's going to take more time.
He would benefit from the pace.
Yes, bro. He would destroy teams in the Premier League, but it's not the same thing in La Liga. Can't do that.
All right. Well, that was a bit of a side discussion there about Mbappe. We got it was a little side quest. Side quest complete. 500 XP. We'll have to do a separate episode on that. Hit subscribe. Let's move on to Barcelona 2, Betis 2. I just got a little stat here for y'all. So since the United States presidential election,
Oh God,
Barcelona have 1 win in 5. Their goal differential
fucking Trump, bro.
Let's go, baby.
went from plus 29 to plus 2. Their goals per game have dropped from 3.3 to 2, and their goals allowed per game went from 0.9 to 1.6. So if that does not tell you which candidate Barcelona supported in the election, I don't know what does.
Jack, what
This
the
has
fuck,
been.
Good Lord.
Hey, the
That was
stats of the
fantastic. I was
stats,
not expecting
Bro,
that.
that's an
I was not expecting
insane
that.
stat. That's an insane stat. Guys,
We
there
gotta
is not
check who,
another show
Kamala
on
Harris
the
donated
internet
to.
like Lengua de la Liga. You guys better subscribe for that
Nah,
saddle.
bro.
But you know
Bro.
what hasn't changed since Trump has been president? Abdel's still missing easy chances.
Dude, oh my God. I'm telling you guys.
He's ass
I'm
cheeks,
done.
bro.
He's asked.
He was doing
I'm
this
done.
for COVID Barca, and I thought maybe he just needed more time, but clearly
Yeah.
not.
Oh my God. I can't believe he missed that chance in the first half.
Like defensively, he was shite as
Yeah,
well.
that's true. Mhm.
He just sticks a leg out and then you dribble around him. It's really not that hard.
He's a
Terrible
pace merchant,
giveaways.
bro.
And let's be honest here.
Pace
Watching the
merchant.
game, Betis should have won this game. I think Barca got
Yeah.
lucky. I think Barca
Second
got
half
very
for sure. Second half for sure.
Second half for sure.
First 5 minutes, they had 2 golden chances. They had that chance in in the 3rd minute to get the goal. They
Yeah.
had that header at the at the back post, and Rafinha clears it away. Could have been 2-0 in the first 3 minutes for Betis. But again, this team just has no clinical edge to it. None whatsoever. Thank God Isco Disco is back, though, because we get some Isco magic. But other than that, this team, they play the good football. They're going to create the chances. Lo Celso got his goal, his first
Lo Celso's
goal
legit.
since September 30th, by the way, for Lo Celso in La Liga. That was his first goal. And they got the late goal with Dio, his first La Liga goal, excuse me. So,
Great goal, dude.
bro,
Yeah, what a
I don't
finish.
know if he did it by intention to do a no-look, but the finish was ridiculous from him. I don't
was
know if that
nasty.
was intentional, but it was amazing. And Barca, they can thank themselves. Inaki Peña was going to look like a liability, came up with some critical saves in this matchup. I think Barca, you're seeing now the defenders are looking really tired. With the lack of rotation in the defense, the legs are getting tired more and more. They're not able to press as relentless as they were earlier in this season. And I think Betis missed a golden chance to win this game. I think if they just were a little bit more clinical, defensively more sound, like the goal for Ferran Torres from Lamine Yamal's crazy pass, by the way. Another incredible assist, like the one he gave on Tuesday against Mallorca to Rafinha. I think Betis will be kicking themselves. They really played a good game. And Barca, I think it's now, the legs are looking tired. I think that's the biggest thing for them.
Yes. I think the high risk strategy is starting to have a couple holes in it as a squad. They do look more susceptible to these long balls over top into the space where the fullbacks usually would be. But because Balde and Koundé push up so high, there's always space there. And I think Koundé's regressed quite significantly, probably in the past 6 or 7 games. I thought Pedri was terrible against Betis, didn't really do anything. Yeah. And Betis, bro, they're not a bad side. I've said it before, they kind of frustrate me because I feel like they could play prettier ball with the personnel they have, and I think Isco coming back will help with that. They just kind of got some dogs. Like, they just got some athletes in the midfield. They're going to foul the shit out of you, win the ball back. Now they got Lo Celso to be the one who kind of finds the space in behind. And if they had a guy who wasn't the most fraudulent left winger in La Liga, they probably have 2-3 more wins this season.
I'm going Europe at this rate, bro. He's got 11 big chances missed, I think. 11.
No way.
I think he does. I think he's got 11, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to recheck that. Abde's got 11 big missed chances.
Mm-hmm. Surely that's insane. First in La Liga.
He's Mbappe's first. He's got 13.
Of course.
LeBron who? God damn.
But, of course. But do you want to know the shot conversion rate for Abde? It is at 2.6.
That was a great set.
Nah, put me in.
Put me in.
That's crazy.
Lace him up.
Bro. Abde has been doing this for a long time, for those who aren't familiar with his game. And if you're not, you can go back and watch this highlight reel because there's plenty of those missed chances, but he's been doing this since COVID Barca. So, he actually does a pretty good job, I think, of getting into the right spaces. Dude just can't doesn't have a clinical bone in his body at all.
No.
I agree with everything you guys said about Barcelona. I think we are slowing down. I do think it's just, frankly, the lack of rotation specifically in the back. I think Koundé in a Hansi Flick system, I don't know how much longer he can keep it going. I think we do need a proper fullback at some point on the right. I think it just makes sense. The beauty, though, is that Araujo's coming back and Christensen's coming back, right? And so now we're going to get...
hamstring is going to tear up in 2 games with that high line.
Yeah, maybe, but he'll be around for the big ones, as he always tends to be. And I think that at a minimum, with how well Inigo's still decently playing, I think he's also kind of seeing some tired legs. Kubarsi is still probably the most consistent defender we have back there. And Balde, in all honesty, to protect him, I don't know if I would keep playing him at the rate that he's even been playing up to this point. I think you have to rotate him a little bit more too. I'd like to see Hector Fort play a little bit more. I don't know why Hansi Flick loves Gerard Martin. I don't see it, brother. He signed a contract extension. How? But fuck, sign me, bro. That's it. I'm ready to lace him up. Go play fullback. Fuck it. I'm in. I'll play over this kid, bro. 100%.
Getting the boots.
Yeah, bro. Seriously, I'll throw this kid on. I don't give a shit. At the end of the day, I just don't see it, man. Nothing against him. He's the perfect type of player for maybe the team we just played, for Betis or somebody, right? Put him in for Peraud. I don't care. Mm-hmm. It's just I don't see it, man. He's not the quality of Barcelona. He's still young, but just not of the quality for this team. And I think those are our 2 biggest holes right now, are fullback, right and left side. I think, but with Balde, with no one to help rotate with him, it's gonna be very difficult. And Koundé's legs have been going for 3 seasons now. It's almost like Saka with Arsenal, right? Like in the Premier League, you're just kind of waiting for something bad to happen. Something has to happen here.
The only saving grace is I'm looking at your schedule. So the next 4 games: away at Dortmund in Champions League, home against Leganés, which should be a dub, home against Atleti. That's going to be a big game. I know Michael talked about it at the beginning of the episode. And then it's the Supercopa. So Athletic Club Bilbao against Barcelona. So the next 3 weeks or so are going to be pretty tough for you guys. But also we get that 2-week break between the 21st and the 8th. So hopefully that helps you guys get some people's tired legs back. That's the one thing that I actually was talking to somebody else about this recently. When you look at Bundesliga or even La Liga, that 2-week break and just how different teams look. Like Atletico could have a 10-11 game winning streak up until the 21st of December. Come the 8th, they could look like a completely different team. Whereas in the EPL, you could argue that you maintain your form, but then you also have 2-3 games per week. So it's almost like a toss up. It's going to be really interesting to see how teams look in January, especially for the top 3.
So
Yeah.
hopefully that helps you guys.
And on that, I agree with that 100%. Which that was a point I think I forgot to make for Real Madrid before, was that it's interesting that postponed Valencia game comes right after
I
the
know.
new year, fresh off of over a week of not playing. So at the Mestalla, very, very curious to see
Tricky.
how that goes. Very tricky game.
Yep.
But I think with Barca,
They're
look,
terrible.
I'm not ringing the alarms. We beat Mallorca at the midweek 5-1. We needed that big win. The Betis game, it's away. It's not the worst result we could have gotten. We like Michael said, we could have lost that game, and that would have sent, I think, the alarm bells ringing. But getting some players back in the coming weeks will help a lot, and we need it right now. So Barcelona is still in the driver's seat, in my opinion. But the second half of the season, I mean, there's so much left to be played, man. Everything's up for grabs.
But De Jong's second half cameo was atrocious, by the way. I
Bro,
thought he was awful.
I want to talk about this.
De Jong,
I've been
oh my
crucified
God.
for saying this. Is it time to move on from him, Michael?
Send him where? What? How much is he on? 700K a week. Who's going to pay that? Who's going to pay that?
Manchester United.
If some Serie A club does that, they're going to get liquidated.
Manchester United.
Probably Manchester United, yeah. But there's no Eric Ten Hag anymore.
No, true, but
He's not there anymore.
Midfield immediately.
Player swap. Mason
There's
Mount.
Ugarte over there.
Mason
Mount.
How about this?
I
You guys
love
take
it.
De Jong and you just throw Mason Mount away. You just throw him away, all right? And then
Yeah, there
you
you
guys do whatever you want to after that.
Frankie De Jong plus 25 mil for Mason Mount. I think that's a good.
Bro,
move.
I legit would let Frankie De Jong go for 25 million right now for nothing else.
Well, what is this actually? Isn't he on like 700K a week?
Yeah, because of deferred payments, but at the end of the day, like that's not his, like, I guess you could say, legit salary. Barca owes him that money, not his future club. But I would say, like, it's Frankie right now with his Hansi Flick system. They got to figure out. Well, I think he has figured out a little bit. If he comes in at the right time, he's valuable. But he can't start games because he can't keep the pace with Hansi Flick's system. He's more of a bring him in the 70th minute when we want and need control of a game.
Mhm.
But even then, you can see what happens. That stupid foul in the box.
Stupid penalty.
Stupid
Yeah, that
penalty.
was,
Vitor Roque, I mean, granted, yeah, his shoe fucking came off, bro. Like, and he had just come on. He had just come onto the pitch 2 minutes before that.
Dude,
So-
also it's Victor Roque. Read the scouting report. That guy's not exactly the most
100%.
clinical finisher in Europe.
You don't
dude.
have to
Just
foul
like,
him.
You don't have to foul him. He probably
Yeah.
had a 10% chance of a goal there, and instead you give away a pen. Idiotic.
Yeah. Idiotic. At this point, Casado in this system is levels ahead of Frankie De Jong. And I think that it's
I would
crazy
agree.
to say that. I think De Jong is a fantastic player. I think a lot of teams, top teams around the world, he would level them up. But with how fast Barca plays, he's not a fit for us anymore, unfortunately.
I do want to talk briefly about the top 4 race going on in La Liga right now. Big matchup we had earlier today, Villarreal versus Bilbao. And Bilbao came out on top 2-0 in that game. I unfortunately had to record another video today, so I missed it. But I was looking at the stats, and it didn't seem like that exciting of a game. Michael, I don't know if you have a big takeaway from Bilbao getting the dub here.
11 games unbeaten now, Atletico Club. Second place in Europa League. I think we're tied on points with Lazio. And 4th place in La Liga, only 6 points behind Barcelona. This might be one of the best times, probably this century, that Athletic Club have been in, with the way they are playing. Obviously, they made the Europa League final when they lost to Atletico in Bucharest, but Athletic Club are cooking. And the best thing Valverde has done is he's constantly rotating this team. Constantly rotating the fullbacks, constantly rotating Nico or Inaki out of the starting 11. Sunset, you get a rest. Gurzetta, you get a rest. I think 5 players that started, or 6 players that started midweek against Madrid, started today against Villarreal, and they still get the 2-0 victory. But Inaki Williams was pissing me off today because the guy was getting into constantly good positions and constantly fumbling it. But then Sunset puts the perfect, I mean, this guy has been unbelievable this season, by the way, Sunset. One of the more underrated players in Europe. Puts in a perfect through ball to Inaki, and he finally finishes off. Even though I think the goalkeeper for Villarreal, I don't know what happened to him. I don't know if he tore his ACL, but he had a weird sort of motion trying to save the ball, and then I think he tore his ACL, and he had to get subbed off out of the game. I don't know what happened to him, but you got to check out the goal, bro. It was really weird from the goalkeeper.
Oh, I saw. It's like a nutmeg goal.
Yeah,
from
but
Iñaki,
then his knee kind of twisted, and he had to come off injured. So I don't know if he tore his ACL or what happened there. But yeah, look, Paredes and Vivian, man, as long as these 2 center backs can stay healthy for Athletic Club, I think another trophy's coming this season. I can't lie. With the way these 2 center backs are playing, and if we can just keep DeMarcos healthy and Inaki and Nico can keep on firing, Athletic Club are cooking right now. It's just about momentum with these guys. It's just still frustrating to me. They should be on like a 7-game winning streak in La Liga right now because they destroyed Betis didn't win the game. Valladolid are awful. Didn't win that game. Mallorca got the red card in the 20th minute. This should be 7-game winning streak right now, and Athletic Club could actually be level on points with Barcelona. Those 3 games frustrating, but overall this team is just it's just Valverde, man. Just his coaching and just San Mamés is just a fortress. Nobody's going to get a victory there.
Tough.
Nobody. It's the toughest ground to go to. Athletic Club just got their first victory over Madrid since 2015. Like this team is just firing on all motions. Wonderful to see them play. Not the greatest game today. Villarreal had some decent moments from the, I think, last 20 minutes of the first half, first 10 minutes of the second half. There was a good chance from a cross. I can't remember which player it was for Villarreal. They had a good chance there. They actually had one goal. Gay scored a ridiculous volley. Offside. He was offside for that chance. But overall, I think it was a deserved victory for Athletic Club, and just got to keep on rolling, man. They're playing good football.
All I'm going to say is I'll go back to the beginning of the season when we talked about who the Girona of last year will be this year, and we said Athletic Club. So pat yourselves on the back, boys. I think Bilbao are cooking for sure.
Yeah, I think you saw. We talked last episode. We were like, whoever finishes top 4 is going to be Villarreal or Bilbao, and then we were like, oh shit, they play each other in 3 days. And I think you saw. I think I said I liked Villarreal's squad more. That was probably a howler take. I'll hold that L. I think you see at least what I'm kind of realizing is Villarreal is like Bayern or bust, dude. Like,
what happened to Jose Perez though? What happened to Perez?
Ooh,
because this man. I mean, you were really big on him. And he hasn't scored in like almost a month and a half.
He was injured.
Oh, that's right. That's right. He was injured.
I don't know how many games he's played recently. Again, I didn't watch the game today, so
he came off the bench today. Yeah,
he didn't play the first half.
I mean, bro, Pepe and Perez going down. Ilias tearing his ACL or what happened. Yeah. They're in trouble. They're kind of in trouble until those guys come back. Bilbao, man, they're just tough as nails. I think the technical level of Bilbao is just a little higher than Villarreal. They just have more ways to hurt you. Villarreal's kind of like, all right, Bayern, like put in a dime, cross, and bail us out. And it's just not going to work against some of these better defensive teams.
Plus 2 goal differential, by the way.
All 3 goalkeepers for Athletic Club are quality, by the way.
That's it.
Unbelievable save. Another unbelievable save again today by Agrizabella. God, this last name always gets me. Agrizabella. There we go. Yeah. I'm going to try it one time. But he made an incredible save.
He was good against Real, too.
Yep.
Yeah, he was.
Saved Mbappe.
Penalty save as well. Yeah, that guy. I know, they got... It's like the Basque region in goalkeepers is kind of...
He's benching Unai Simon right now.
Yeah.
Can't get a game.
It's kind of ridiculous. Now, would you guys say that Bilbao or Las Palmas are in better form right now? Because Las Palmas just beat Valladolid 2-1 at home. And now, since taking over, Diego Martinez, 7 games in La Liga, 5 wins, 2 losses, 2.1 points per match. If he had been in charge at the beginning of the season with this pace, Las Palmas would be on 34 points, which would have them 4th in the table.
What the heck?
That's insane.
That is actually
I still
insane.
take Bilbao.
Yes, I mean, Bilbao better not fumble against Las Palmas.
Yeah, no, for sure. But based on what you just said, it won't be considered a fumble, I don't think. But I do also think that if you look at it, right, just all season long, the only 3 teams Bilbao's lost to, Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, and out of nowhere, Girona.
Yeah.
So that's it. Literally haven't lost to anybody else. And so, the Girona win, it's like, shit, props to Girona after all the dunking we've done on them over the course of this show all season long. But I don't know. I feel like Bilbao will find, just even based off of last year, the Copa del Rey run, all of it. I feel like they've been in form for quite some time now.
Well, Las Palmas are cooking, man. Do you see that second goal from Sandro? Oh, yeah. I don't know what this guy has been drinking lately. Just keep drinking it, bro. Whatever you're eating.
It's that former Barcelona Gatorade, bro. That's what it is.
I don't know if it's the Barcelona Gatorade, but
I don't
whatever
know,
it is.
Whatever
it is in the Gran
I love when he
Canaria,
scored against y'all.
Just keep it going, bro. That second goal he scored was absolutely ridiculous. And Valladolid are trash, though. They're guaranteed relegation.
Yeah.
Guaranteed last place.
Soulless. I think they just got knocked out of the cup, too, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. I mean, they are so awful. I feel bad because I do love the purple and white kids, but there's no talent in that team whatsoever. Las Palmas fire kits, on the contrary, and their offense is really starting to come together, man. Like they got some talent in that front 3, and they can really hurt you a couple ways. Fabio Silva's back, dude. Never thought I'd say that in my life, but he
Dude, yeah.
is sailing right now.
Resurrected.
Resurrected. I'm trying to see if there's any other games we want to talk about. Jose, I know you said you watched Osasuna Alaves 2-2.
Yeah, bro. Crazy game. Crazy game. Budimir, man, this guy's built diff. If Budimir played for Real Madrid, they wouldn't even fucking need Mbappe. They wouldn't need him. Wouldn't need him. Bro, Budimir, is he now ahead of Mbappe on the goals tally?
Yeah, I think he's
I
third.
think I think he's third
in
now.
La
Yeah.
Liga.
Bro, it's insane, man. I mean, like, and this is that, Alaves, I mean, dude, Kike Garcia against his former team, showing up minute 1. And bro, every time he scored both goals, he had the brace today. Every time he scored, he like begged for forgiveness from the crowd. Like, I'm like, bro, you don't owe them shit. Just score the goals and just head back to the fucking the other side of the field, bro. You don't owe them anything. Legitimately didn't like pay homage, but he like begged for forgiveness every time. I loved it. This bro, from minute 1 to minute 90, this game was absolute fire. It's why every fan should watch La Liga. I think Budimir has convinced me that he is a real deal forward. I heard Michael talk him up in the past, and I think I was always, even with the hot start he had, I was always kind of skeptical. Nah, bro, you heard what I just said. If he played for any one of the top 3, top 4 clubs in La Liga, this man would be fucking cooking. Ruben Garcia had a pretty good goal as well. Yeah, 100%, bro. But Sivera, the keeper for Alaves, I don't know where this has been all year. This man, I mean, one of the keeper of the year performances. I think Osasuna was like making it rain in the second half, and it was just save after save after save, and it was frustrating, bro. You could see it. You could see it on Budimir's face. You could see it on everybody else's. He should have probably had a hat trick tonight and couldn't, because this fucking 28-year-old out of Alaves was just saving them every step of the way. So, I thought this was one of the better games that probably didn't pull in a lot of fans, viewing wise. I totally see that, but this was a hell of a game, I thought.
Yeah, no Zaragoza either for Osasuna. He was out apparently.
Yeah,
they're a weird
bro,
team, man. They're in 7th right now, tied with Sociedad.
They're very up and down. Very up and down.
Yeah, they're in shit form. 3 ties and 1 loss in the last 4 games.
Yeah. Great time for Alaves to play him, to be honest, because in all honesty, if the Alaves we saw in the first like 5-6 games of the season had played that Osasuna, no shot.
Yeah.
No shot. I think even today with Garcia in form, great. They got the 2 goals, but they still would have found a way to concede 4 or 5 back then.
Yeah.
I think
different times now.
I think that was Eduardo Gudet's first game in charge of Alaves. He's the former Celta Vigo manager. The Argentinian.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. I think that was his first game in charge of Alaves. So that guy plays chaotic football. So I guess now Alaves are going to be a must-watch team in La Liga.
Bro, it was so back and forth. It was not what Villarreal was in the first like month of the season, but not far off. Like, it was crazy.
I think now Alaves are going to be a must-watch team in La Liga. I thought I would never say those words, but here we are.
I'm gonna give them a shot next weekend. I'm gonna give them a shot. Whoever Alaves is playing, which is Athletic Club. Oh,
that's gonna be a good game. Hopefully. Keep it going.
Oh, that's gonna be fire, dude.
He can with the banger, bro. Let's see what happens.
Oh, that's gonna slap.
Michael, don't shoot yourself in the foot, buddy. Holy shit.
New manager bounce is tough too, bro. New
manager bounce loading, dude, and it's in Alaves. Upset watch.
Yeah, I smell an upset.
Villarreal back and forth.
And
baby.
look, Bilbao's not Osasuna, so I'm not expecting the same type of game. But I do think that there's going to be just some problems, some fires to put out trouble outside.
Yeah, that's a big point for Alaves too, because tomorrow, obviously, we won't be able to talk about this, but the game of the season, Getafe hosting Espanyol, will decide the fate of the relegation battle in La Liga.
El Sáquico? Can we call it that?
No.
El Sáquico, dude. What is going to be the combined XG of these two teams?
How do we relegate both these sides? I'm in for that. Can you put a vote in?
Well, Valencia's like screwing everything.
Well, yeah,
up.
I was about to just say Valencia are in big trouble, bro. They lost at home to Rayo Vallecano, and it wasn't a good performance either.
I know.
Oh, yeah. They are in big trouble. I don't know what to say now, man. I think they're second bottom now, aren't they? Valencia.
They are, yeah.
They have a game they have a game advantage, but they just don't look good.
Against Real Madrid. It's not really
at the Mestalla, bro. Hey, on the second day of 2025, crazier shit's happened. I say that because Barcelona, for how many years I can remember that first game, because La Liga is like the Bundesliga. It's weird. It has that Christmas break that just
Mhm.
throws everything off.
Yeah, that's what I'm
right?
talking about.
I've mentioned it before. The Premier League doesn't have to deal with that shit. And I don't know, man. I hate that first game after the New Year. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
Things
but
are different now, bro.
Valencia are no
Yeah.
different breed, bro.
This
They are
ain't
not good.
this ain't the
team.
Valencia. You
Hey, listen. If
used to
Hugo
know.
Duro scores in the first 10 minutes, you're gonna hear me in the group chat. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
I mean, then Real's just gonna win 4-1 if Hugo Duro scores.
Exactly.
I mean, that's I don't know, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I'm still praying
crazy things
Espanyol
have
stay
happened.
up.
Crazier things.
I got
have
respect for those guys. So you got we'll have to wait and see.
Big
Maybe we'll
game
do
tomorrow.
a big,
game.
massive game, bro. Y'all make sure you tune
Huge
in to
game tomorrow.
Getafe
The
Espanyol.
XG is going to be 0.5 in that game total.
Total. Yeah, I was gonna say fucking total.
At least.
Bro, I promise you, if we get a winner, it's a penalty and it's 1-0. I'm just feeling that, dude. Getafe, Penn Merchants, that's probably what's going to happen.
If
75th
terrorist
minute.
football could be summed up into one game, this would be it.
There we go.
Yeah, honestly.
1000%.
All right, guys. Well, we hope you enjoyed this edition of Lengua de la Liga. If you did, make sure you drop a like in the video. We'll be back next week. We read out some of the upcoming fixtures for you guys, so the action here is not going to stop. We got big games, all culminating in the end of the season. We got a title race on our hands now. Barca, Real, Atleti, and Athletic Club. You guys will have to wait and see. Come on this journey with us. We hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you guys in the next one.